Hey guys, welcome back to On the Balls. It was a crazy weekend again in the NFL. There was one major comeback and one major upset in the 4 divisional games, and I'm going to go over those 4 games with you right now. So I went 2 for 2 in my picks, and we're going to start off with the 49ers-Vikings game. The 49ers defeated the Vikings 27-10 in San Francisco. They dominated pretty much the whole game. It was 14-10 at one point, and then they scored 13 unanswered and took the game. They held Minnesota to only 21 yards rushing, which is the reason why Minnesota is such a good team, is because Dalvin Cook is such a monster runner, and then that opens up the play-action pass for Kirk Cousins. And now they showed what Kirk Cousins really is, who threw 172 yards, had a touchdown and an interception. Pretty average against although it is a really good defense, that's pretty much what Kirk Cousins has been for the latter part of his career. Their O-line clearly couldn't handle San Francisco's defensive line led by Nick Bosa. They would rush 4 guys and get to Cousins easily. They sacked him 6 times, so it was tough for Minnesota's offensive line to hold up the run game and to give Cousins time to make some throws. 49ers, on the other hand, they're the most complete team in the NFL. They don't need Garoppolo to be Superman, like I said last time, to win. They only threw the ball 19 times. They ran it 47 times for over 180 yards. That's going to kill the defense of Minnesota, especially, who was on the field for way too long. The 49ers are going to host the NFC Championship game, and they have a really good shot at winning it because they don't need their quarterback to be the best player in the world, unlike other teams, especially the team they will be playing, which I will talk about in a few minutes. But I think the San Francisco 49ers are on their way to possibly a Super Bowl run. So in the upset of the week, the Tennessee Titans defeated the Baltimore Ravens 28-12 in Baltimore. Ever since Marcus Mariota was benched for Ryan Tannehill, they've really believed in him, and they just became a heavy run team and they've played great defense all year. Derrick Henry ran for over 190 yards on 30 carries. That's just a heavy workload for a running back like him, but that he can handle because he's so big and so strong and just runs through defenders. They stacked the box well and forced Lamar Jackson to beat them through the air, which is not really how the Ravens have won this year. While he does make plays down the field, the best way for the Ravens to win is obviously on the ground with Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram in the running game, as they were the best running team in football this year. As for the quarterback, Ryan Tannehill, he played mistake-free football. I mean, he only threw the ball 14 times. Talk about Garoppolo he threw it even more than that. Tannehill threw it 14 times. He had 2 touchdowns, no picks. Again, mistake-free football from Tannehill, and they were 2-4 to start the year, and now they're playing in the AFC Championship game. That's a hell of a ride for a team like that. As for the Ravens, they had a great year, obviously, but Lamar can't throw the ball 60 times. Let me rephrase that. No quarterback is going to win a game throwing the ball 60 times. It's just highly unlikely. Although I know Mark Ingram was dealing with an injury, him and Gus Edwards only ran a combined 9 times, which just isn't going to be effective against this Tennessee Titans team that stacked the box like they did and made them beat them through the air. I'm not going to fully blame Lamar Jackson for this loss. I think there was some questionable coaching, like I said before, throwing the ball when they thought they were down a lot, even though it was like a 2-score game at one point. It felt like they were almost down by 3 or 4, the amount of times they were throwing the ball. I just don't think... I do think John Harbaugh is one of the best coaches in football, but he had some questionable decisions throughout this game. I saw some key drops in the first half, especially. I think the bye week might have hurt them because this is a mostly young team, especially obviously Lamar Jackson and the wide receiving core. I think the bye did not play in their favor, unlike older teams, which they need the bye. I think Baltimore had momentum and they obviously lost it at this point. But a great win for Tennessee and their franchise, and they're heading to the AFC Championship game. Obviously, Lamar had an MVP year. He's probably going to win the MVP. I'm not going to put this fully on him. I think the team needs to make some adjustments next year, and I think they're going to be favorites in their division again, and they'll come back strong. In the comeback of the week and the most explosive game of the week, the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Texans 51-31 after going down 24-0 early in the second quarter and then going on a 51-7 run. 51-7. That's remarkable. Absolutely insane. I don't think it's any question that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in football. He can make literally every throw, whether he can even throw with his left hand. I think the rust hurt them in the beginning. There was a couple drops, block punt from the Texans. I think the Chiefs were a little rusty out of the gate, but I think they have too many offensive weapons to be denied, especially against Houston's not so great defense. They had that missed coverage on Kenny Stills for the early touchdown. I think they'll get that ironed out. I think that was kind of a fluke play. You never felt like they were really out of the game, even down 24-0. They just have too many weapons to work with. This team reminds me of the Warriors pre all these injuries and Kevin Durant leaving. They're just so explosive on offense. They can score so quickly. They're not as much known as a defensive team, but they've been better, obviously. Their defensive line, I think Chris Jones should be healthy for the next game. But man, that was a fun, explosive Kansas City offense to watch. As for the Texans, on the other hand, I think we all kind of know this, that Bill O'Brien is really not the coach for them. I think he should have been fired a while ago. I don't think he's the right coach for Deshaun Watson in this offense. A fake punt from their own 31 on a 4th and 4, like early in the second. It was a 24-7 lead they had. That's where they lost their momentum. A fake punt from your own 30-yard line. It just doesn't make sense, especially in a playoff game when you're up. When Kansas City is trying to take the momentum, you can't give them easy field position. That's just bad coaching. Not much to say other than that. I've previously stated that Houston's defense is really not that good, and especially against Pat Mahomes in this offense, it was really no match. Deshaun Watson will be fine. He's a top 5 quarterback talent. I think that's what they need to do is fire Bill O'Brien, though. In the final game of the divisional round, the Packers defeated the Seahawks in Green Bay 28-23. Like I said before, Green Bay's a one-trick pony. They throw to Devontae Adams and not really anyone else. They threw to Devontae Adams. He had 8 receptions, and out of the 6 other players that had a catch, a combined 8 receptions. What more else is there to say? They only throw to Devontae Adams, and I don't think that's going to really work against San Francisco, especially in San Francisco. They nearly blew their lead, even against the Seattle Seahawks team that was demolished by injuries, especially at the running back position. The Green Bay was up 21-3 at half, and the second half, Seattle outscored them 20-7 on the road. I used to love Aaron Rodgers. I thought he's still a great talent, but Russell Wilson, I think, is much better than Aaron Rodgers. I think he carries his team much better. I think he has less to work with. I just think Russell Wilson's the better player. The final first down was questionable from Jimmy Graham. I thought it was close. I didn't really think it was a first down, but Twitter tells you sometimes otherwise. But I really do have major concerns for Green Bay against San Francisco in the championship game. As for Seattle, they remind me of my Eagles. They're diminished. They were injury riddled. If they were fully healthy, especially at the running back position, I think they would have won this game. They were one close non-first down away from getting the ball back with over 2 minutes to go, or under 2 minutes to go. And with Russell Wilson, who knows what's possible. I think Seattle had to really fight this year. In their own division, San Francisco, burst onto the scene like that, and the Rams were the reigning NFC champions. So I think Seattle had a really tough road to get to the playoffs, and they were one touchdown away, or potential touchdown away from being the 1 seed. So you never know what could have happened. So as long as Russell Wilson's there, Seattle is going to be a contender no matter what. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to On the Ball for more content. I appreciate all the likes, comments, and views that you guys give me. See you guys on the next video. Peace.